Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I'm your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, Mr. BT, Brandon Torres.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so we're just going to, jump straight back into a conversation we were just having, okay?
Yeah, you guys missed it. It was lit.
Okay, so here's the deal. I have decided that after, I don't know, probably 10 years of being on the Android train, you know, with the old Samsung phones. None of them have blown up on my face, luckily, but because you remember that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
The Samsung phones exploding on airplanes for some reason.
They had a malfunction of the battery and they were exploding people's pockets and stuff.
Yeah. Just really and I was like, give me a Samsung. I don't know why, but I was
That's when you decided to get it.
Yeah, I was like, let's do that. I was hoping for a lawsuit, maybe.
Dang.
But anyway, so I'm thinking about making the switch back to iPhone. I mean, I say back to iPhone. I did have an iPhone, 10 years ago. I think an iPhone 4. That's what I had. I don't know what they're on now. It's like iPhone 75X JR, which is a Jaguar.
Mine's like a 10 something, so I don't know.
10, it's actually called the iPhone 10 something.
10X, I think.
Yeah, 10X plus.
I don't know.
Minus greater than sign.
All I know is it's been a good phone for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's about time to do the old upgrade-a-roo, but I've been just holding off.
Yeah, bro, because you got to pay for the new phones, man.
Yeah. So
that sucks. You remember AT&T back in the day? You go, it's like, hey, am I eligible for an upgrade? And they're like, yeah, you are. Why, poor person? I'm like, because I'm getting that free phone.
Right.
And you did. You got a free phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man, you've been paying your bills for a year. That's cool. Do you want another phone? I was like, yeah, I do.
We'll upgrade you. It's just you have to pay for our service for another 2.5 years. So they lock you in for another contract, but you got a new phone.
I would say, and let's be honest, you weren't going to change anyway. You're going to just keep paying for it anyway.
I've been with AT&T for so many years now.
Same here.
I'm not going to switch.
But now I'm thinking about making a change. I'm thinking about just changing everything, man. I've come to a turning point in my life, Brandon. I'm switching from AT&T, which I've been with since I was 16.
Yeah, since you were a kid.
And I'm going to go to Verizon, which from everything I've heard is just garbage network, except out in the places where AT&T has garbage network, which happens to be my house.
So are they? So are they enticing you with some deal?
Yeah.
Of course, there's got to be a benefit here.
Hey,
guys.
look, man, I dad out.
Y'all know who?
Yeah,
he's not gonna pay something full price.
No, hey, squeak, 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 squeak. What is that? Hey, that's Hootie Hoo walking across the floor. All right, but okay, so check this out. They will. I already have the Disney bundle, right? I pay for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. It cost me $16. That's it. No big deal, right?
Yeah, that way you don't have to have ads.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute because that's another conversation you'll miss. We're going to have that conversation. But $16 a month, right? No big deal.
If you bundle.
Verizon's talking about, hey, we'll take that for you. We'll pay that for you. And I'm like, really? I mean, so yes, are you asking me, am I going to make a switch over $16 a month? Of course I am.
It's okay. AT&T got me with HBO.
Hey, I'm upset about that. You want to know why? Because I asked AT&T, I said, hey, I know I've been with you a while, but, what do I need to do to get that HBO Max subscription?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, just...
pay us $14?
Yeah, they were like, pay us $14. And I was like, bet. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad. But they're like, you qualify for it with the plan you're already on. I said, cool, let's do it. They're like, okay, make a login. I was like, yeah, I've already tried that, and it's telling me to pay for it.
Yeah.
What do I do? I didn't know. I was like, do I put in a code from y'all?
Did you log in using your television subscriber or whatever and click AT&T? Log in using service provider and then drop down and use AT&T. And then it will ask for your AT&T login credentials.
Which I don't know what that is.
Well, that will then get you logged in for free.
Well, all right. Well, I'll have to check that out then. Because if that's the case, I might just stay with AT&T.
Also, when you're logged...
I mean, it's going to save me $16 either way.
And he doesn't have to make any switches, so no changes. Bro, he loves it.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Can I tell you what my favorite thing in the entire world is? Whenever you make plans with friends and they cancel. that there is no greater feeling in the entire world.
What's great is when they cancel super early and you have enough time to reschedule something else that you're not going to do.
Oh, yeah. Like days in advance, and then the wife comes in. She's like, hey, since we're not going to do that, I told so-and-so and so-and-so that we do this. And
you're like, sorry, after we came open, I already got something else to do.
Yeah, and she's like, what? And I was like, well, I planned on sitting on the couch. But it's
You don't tell her that part.
Oh, yeah, my wife knows. She knows
it's like,
me.
well, Brandon was going to, never mind. All right, we're going.
Well, I think Brandon was going to come over. She'd be like, I don't. First off, I don't trust that at all.
There's the lie there.
Yeah, there's a lie.
I just don't know where, but there's a lie there.
Because she couldn't say you'd never come over because you have come over.
I have come over.
You know, but
it's
unlikely because I live like way.
It's sus.
It's definitely sus. Like Brandon Torres. Brandon Torres is going to come here to our house.
Like, wait, did you make another friend named Brandon?
No, I assure you, I don't make new friends.
Facts.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. So, like, maybe Verizon, maybe an iPhone. Who knows? Like, the sky's the limit with me. Man.
You could be in a more ridiculous thing like I was and paying a bill that was never there.
What is that?
If you recall a while back, I was complaining because my rent had an increase. It just suddenly had gone up, which is to be expected that it would go up yearly.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like it was 2 raises
within
back to back.
Yeah, back to back within a couple of months. It was boom, another increase. So we've been paying it because we didn't just this was on our door, or under our doorstep apparently, but it was on our doorstep, and it was like okay. This is what it is now. We were furious, but we weren't going to mess up our rent. We were going to pay it.
Sure.
Well, my wife gets a message from our landlord. Hey, why y'all been paying so much extra rent? What's going on? And it's like, is this why you guys have decided to not renew the lease and move somewhere else? Because that's not your rent. It's like, what do you mean? Your rent is, what it has been. Okay.
Your rent hasn't gone up?
It went up the one time annually, but it didn't go up as much. So we overpaid by $225, $250, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's been added into a credit to our next rent payment, which is great because it's the last one. But apparently there was a troublemaker in the neighborhood.
Oh, was it like a kid?
No, it was a grown-ass man, like this older man, and I guess he had a list of grievances.
No.
That he was complaining about these kids that had moved in down the street.
Yeah, and they were on my lawn.
They play in the street. I don't know why it made him mad. It didn't bother anything. They played in front of our house. You've been to my house. They play in that street.
Yeah, that's the same thing as a cul-de-sac. I mean, it's just a big driveway that goes in front of all the houses.
Yes, exactly. So he complained about that apparently, but I think we've now discovered the answer to a few things, like the rent increase that happened out of nowhere. He'd done it to someone else. But I don't know if I think I told you, I don't know if I told the show, but we had a prank or something that was done to us on our doorstep where somebody had left some duty in a diaper on our doorstep open, and it was like, who did this? I think now we know because it was like the same week. I think this guy was just trying to wreak some chaos.
Was it like a baby diaper? Or was it like his diaper? Be real, bro.
It was an adult diaper.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it was an adult.
What a jerk, man.
Ruthie didn't think that it was actually duty in it. She thinks it was something that looked like crap.
Probably.
But it was an adult diaper with that in it, so it was like, who would do this?
It's old man Jenkins, man. And he'd have got away with it if it weren't for the meddling kids and that dog.
Damn dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's, you're out. So he's gone.
All right.
But hey, that was just like complete surprise to us that we'd overpaid our rent by
You were mad, bro.
Yeah, I was pissed.
You were mad.
I was pissed. I was like, this is...
Like, you were mad.
Honestly, it didn't help go towards the situation of us deciding to leave.
Sure.
But it's not like the catalyst.
Right,
We
right.
probably weren't going to stay anyway. We were...
Yeah.
Time to move on,
But it was kind of like, well, okay, we're definitely leaving now.
Yeah, it was like, we're not really... Didn't really make you feel welcome or safe, really, because we're in that cul-de-sac. Who's going to mess with you and prank with you and mess with you down there? Yeah. Unless you brought it on, and you know me, and I just go home to my little hole in the wall and just hang out.
They're like, that guy over there, he's a real nuisance. Your landlord will be like, no, he's not.
I've seen
He's never spoke.
I've seen him one time when he signed his lease. I don't think he goes outside.
Yeah. But yet his skin tone is darker than mine. Genetics, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the lake this past weekend and got crispy sunburn.
I saw the pictures. Looks like you guys had a good time, though.
But we did, man. We did. My wife's boss, who actually happens to be my cousin, they invited us out. He's got a big tri-tune boat, really nice. We went out to Lake Tenkiller over in Oklahoma, and it was fun. It was just a day trip. They camp up there and all that kind of stuff. But
Going out there to get burnt up?
yeah, that's.
It looked like it was a lot of fun, though. And it reminds me of the trips that I used to take as a kid with my family. So those kids don't have memories of
Yeah, that's the whole thing is like Harley just swam like
Oh, they're like little
all
fish at that
day.
age, aren't they?
all day. Like, hey, bro, like I got burnt up.
Michael
That
Phelps
girl,
ain't got nothing on her.
that girl got so burnt. But she's like her mom, dude. Like Jennifer can come out like just like oh honey, we left her in way too long. Yeah, she's burnt. You know what I'm saying? Like bad. And she's like, oh, I got a little color today. Harley's the same way. Doesn't bother her. She's like, oh
Even
yeah,
though
I got
she's pink.
Oh, bro, she wasn't pink. She was red. And she was just like, oh, yeah, I mean, I got a little burn. I'm good.
Gangster.
Yeah. Me, I turned the slightest shade of pink, and I'm like, don't anyone even look at me. It hurts.
It hurts.
Like,
Don't you hate it when it hurts to shower?
oh, bro, it's the worst
When you get
thing.
sunburned, like if you're out camping and you get sunburned because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
swimming with your camping.
Yeah.
And then you got to go home because you've been camping and you're gross.
Yeah.
And the shower's just a
Like-
shower from hell.
Yeah, you're expecting a shower to revive
Refresh
you,
you.
re-energize you, refresh everything.
Nope.
And nope. It just feels like someone's pouring acid all over you. So that's fun.
Well, while we're riffing on the news, did you see this lawsuit that's going on out there saying that Skittles aren't safe for human consumption?
I could have told you that, but I've believed that for a long time. I despise Skittles. But this does kind of give my opinion credence, so please do.
All right, so here's the story, and this is via the Los Angeles Times, but we vetted our sources. This is an actual lawsuit.
True that.
So it looks like Skittles has been slapped with a lawsuit in Northern California that is alleging that there is titanium dioxide listed as an ingredient on Skittles. Now, what's important to note about titanium dioxide is that it's been removed from its recipe in other countries in Europe, and it's flat out banned in several countries. But they've continued to still use it in America in their product that they sell to the Americans.
Because, we don't care. Just give us our trash. We
So
just
this-
want our trash.
So this lawsuit is alleging that this ingredient is a known toxin and is unfit for human consumption. And they filed a lawsuit against Mars Candy Company.
Yep.
And it is saying it argues that U.S. consumers are not aware of the health risks associated with the artificial food coloring.
Okay.
So if you want to know what the are they safe and what it is, titanium dioxide was approved for human consumption by the U.S. FDA in 1966. It's used in a variety of foods, including baked goods, sandwich spreads, and salad dressing. The FDA says the ingredient is to not exceed 1% by weight of the food when used as an ingredient. And as of March 29th, the agency maintains that titanium dioxide is safe as a food colorant.
Sure, just in smaller amounts than
Yes.
what Skittles is using it
Yes,
for.
however, the European Food Safety Authority has a different take on titanium dioxide.
But you've seen some of the food that Europeans eat, for the record.
Yeah, they don't like flavor.
No.
No longer consider titanium dioxide safe when used as a food additive, and this is as of 2021. They argue that the general toxic effects are inconclusive and they could not rule out the harmful effects. Excuse me. They could not rule out that the harmful effects of food coloring could exist even at safe levels of daily intake of titanium dioxide as a food additive. So the European Commission is going to ban titanium dioxide altogether by the end of this year. So that's where we're at. Europe has banned this ingredient. America's FDA says in low doses you're good to go.
Sure. So my question is this: how did this come about? What spawned the idea in some Karen's brain of like, hey, you know what we should do? We should look up what's in Skittles and then like sue them for it. I mean, or was it like hey, these Skittles taste crappy. Like, you know what I mean?
You know, I really don't know. It says the lawsuit was filed on Thursday by San Leandro, California resident Janelle
Here
Tames
we
and turned into a complaint and turned the complaint into a class action lawsuit against the Mars Candy Company.
Okay, so look, you just answered the question. Okay, this lawsuit was filed in California, where all lawsuits go to be filed. We all know that,
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, California is like their state motto is
Very
"Welcome to
litigious.
California." We'll sue you. But all they got to do to get away with this, all Mars has to do to get away with this, is slap a label on it, known in the state of California to cause cancer.
Yeah.
Have you literally looked at anything that contains chemicals? Anything. Like you buy I base this off of what I used to do for a living in a paint and body shop, right? Yeah. Body filler, paints, catalyst, all these things. Label at the bottom. Known in the state of California to cause cancer. I was like, thank God we're in Arkansas. I can't get cancer from this here. You know what I mean? So what do you think? You think Skittles is going to end up with the label? Or do you think that Mars just says,
phase
hey,
out
we
the
should...
titanium dioxide. Because it's not that. They can have an alternative to the food ingredient.
Sure.
I'm sure it's a cheap food ingredient is why they use it, because it's affordable, and they can make all the colors of the dyes, and it's cheap and affordable.
Yeah.
So the alternative will cost more.
Sure.
But compared to the litigation that they will deal with for lawsuits like this, they're going to change the product. They've already promised to start phasing it out. I bet they just all out get rid of it now.
Yeah,
the question will be how much will they have to pay for this class action lawsuit just to get this part to go away? Because they have been found of this, and this is going to hurt the old public image.
Oh, yeah.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh, yeah. Taste the rainbow. Taste the titanium dioxide, you jerks.
Which I am one of those people that I swear that at a certain point, these artificial candies, you can taste those chemicals if you focus.
I see. Here's the thing.
I don't eat candy.
Yeah, I would say I don't eat a lot of candy. My thing is, if I do eat candy, I go to the purest form, chocolate. Kind
of transitioning.
Yeah, definitely a transition. We've given up on segues. If you guys haven't noticed, we're just like forget it. Just talk about stuff.
We have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it goes like, once you're listening to it on Spotify, you get a bunch of little like music breaks.
True, you do.
But, if you're watching the live stream, you're just watching me go, I'm done with this. Let's just talk about something else.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Okay, so you had mentioned Netflix.
Big bad Netflix.
The Netflix.
So you want me to share the story? The story is...
I do want you to share the story because our listeners, they deserve to know this.
And they need to know your opinions on Netflix once I read this news to you.
Yes.
So apparently Netflix earnings weren't great, but they seem to be like good enough for the investors as far as on the stock market. They're going to continue to hang in there.
Yeah.
Because Netflix, while they're obviously hemorrhaging subscribers...
Let's stick a pin in that for just a second. Does it ever say what's happening to run subscribers off?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then I'll shut up and allow you to continue.
But no, Netflix has lost nearly 1 million subscribers in the quarter and is forecasting a dip of 2 million. The company's forecast 1 million net ads for the third quarter, which was below their estimates of 1.2 million. So they're not adding them back as fast as they're dropping, and they didn't expect that. Netflix is counting on changes such as cracking down on password sharing and adding an advertising tier, which would make it cheaper, to the start of 2023.
Boo. Okay. So what? So okay, but what caused the subscribers to leave Netflix?
All right, give me a second here.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you some opinion while you're looking up that.
Yeah.
So check this out. If you start an advertising tier of Netflix, I'll just keep my money. Like, that's the only reason I have Netflix is because I can watch TV or shows or movies uninterrupted. You know what I mean? Like, I can get a better selection with like Hulu or with Paramount Plus, and I have to watch ads there. You know what I'm saying? So if Netflix started, and Netflix was kind of the last of the holdouts.
Yeah, they were the OG in this.
Yeah,
they started this their streaming platform long before other people.
Yeah, and go ahead.
So this is what some experts believe is the cause. It seems to be due to an increased competition from other streaming services, adverse global economic circumstances, such as the way our economy is,
Sure.
and the fact that the company already had a very high level of subscribers. So you're not able to get a whole lot more when you're already peaked.
Whenever you're talking about America and you have 329 million subscribers
So
out of the 330.
Yes, exactly. So according to this, in order to circumvent that issue where people are dropping, they're going to try to make it more affordable and cheaper by adding a cheaper platform of it or another tier. But the problem that will happen to people like you and I that have had the standard, expensive, but the standard version of Netflix.
You remember when it's $7.99 a month for Netflix?
I do.
And what do we pay now? $15.99
For the family, yeah.
Yeah.
To be able to stream on more than one television at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it just shuts you down. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember when they first started that?
Yeah.
When you used to be able to stream it everywhere, anywhere?
Yeah.
But it's because people were sharing their passwords.
Sure.
And these are the reasons why they're cracking down on these things.
I mean, my very first Netflix account was not my account.
So that's why we're having this hemorrhaging loss of people. However, this seems to be what the investors are saying is going to turn the loss around. But I don't quite see it as that's the only issue. Right. I think part of the other issue is that Netflix has been gambling on its own original content and has let a lot of the original classic content that people would go to Netflix just to watch it.
Yeah.
They let it go, and that went to its competition. That went to HBO Max because they were able to negotiate better contracts.
Yeah.
And
that's the whole thing is Netflix originals are by far the best thing on Netflix. Like, I mean, you can watch Top Gun on pretty much any platform. You don't have to watch it on Netflix. Like, Netflix is good because of Netflix originals. Like, I love the live action The Witcher with Henry Cavill. I love it. That's a Netflix series, though. So if I give up Netflix, I don't get to watch that anymore. Okay, that's fine. But there's just been tons of like little shows and stuff.
You watched Ozark. That was
that's a Netflix, and Ozark was fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying. It's just I don't know if that's enough in the modern climate.
Yeah, to keep you.
I'm going to be picking and choosing. We've already started. My wife and I. We let Disney go because we haven't been watching it.
Yeah.
We may pick Disney back up and let something else go, but right now she's been rewatching and watching some Star Trek shows, and that's on Paramount.
Yeah,
I've been watching Beavis and Butthead on there. I love it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Right.
So we've been spending time watching that when last month we were watching The Simpsons and Disney movies and Star Wars.
Right.
And it's like, okay, let's just mix it up, keep it fresh. Because we had all of the streaming services, and we were noticing we weren't using half of them half the time.
That's the whole thing. Is like I have like YouTube TV for my
general television.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I spend more time watching on-demand stuff there than I do watching live TV anyway.
I did too. Whenever we had it, we had the trial, and then we canceled it because we're like we spend more time watching stuff that you could just find the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But, Netflix and Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus, Paramount Plus. I'm sure there's something else that I'm not.
Peacock.
I don't have Peacock. I did have Peacock, but I got rid of it.
Hulu, Netflix, Paramount, Peacock.
I have HBO. I have HBO Max. Which we just talked about how I can get that for free.
Yeah, so you've been getting suckered this whole time.
For years, bro. For like 3 years now.
They just been taking advantage of you, man.
I feel like they have.
They owe you a credit of some sort.
They owe me.
Maybe on that new iPhone.
Yeah, that's right. They'll be like, well, I tell you what we'll do is if you only pay this much a month, we'll give it to you. I'm like, wow, that's a good deal. Oh, wait. Means I had to buy it. Anyway, yeah, so, it's kind of a gear grinder episode. Netflix is starting to get on my nerve, bro.
Well, let's make the soft transition then and talk about something that we've brought up in the past, that we've brought up him a lot in the past, but I mean, we brought up this subject in the past when we anticipated it was going to happen anyway. What we're talking about is Elon Musk is going to go to trial because Twitter is seeking a verdict that will force Elon Musk to pay the $44 billion that he promised them to take over their company.
But oh my God! So Elon, you've done yourself a good one, I think. He's much smarter than I am, though, so I think he's probably got something figured out. But so I thought the whole thing was contingent upon verified user accounts, right?
Yeah, that's one of the largest things that's looming over it. But what's going on now is, Elon Musk and his attorneys have asked this case to be dismissed, and the judge in Delaware says no. Trial will resume. Will continue.
I would say, well, there's no grounds for this, or there is grounds for that, or blah, blah, blah. But what I've learned over the past, 10 years of my life, I guess. Well, let's see, 12 years of my life, over the past 12 years of my life. You never can tell when you're going to court. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let me read some of this article to you because I want to hear what you think on this one.
Okay.
All right. This is coming from The Guardian.
Okay.
All right. Twitter is ultimately seeking a legal verdict that will force Musk to go ahead with the agreed transaction that values the company at $54.20 per share. Musk pulled out at the deal of this month, citing concerns over the number of spam accounts on the social media platform. A lawyer representing Twitter at the virtual hearing accused Musk of attempted sabotage. He's doing his best to run Twitter down, attorney William Savitt. On 8th July, Musk said that he was terminating the deal for three broad reasons. Twitter had breached the agreement by failing to provide enough information on spam accounts, that it had misrepresented the number of spam accounts in its disclosures to the U.S. financial watchdog, and that it had breached the agreement by failing to consult with him when firing senior employees recently. Musk's attorney, Andrew Rossman, says the accusation that Musk was trying to damage the business was preposterous. He has no chief interest in damaging the company, said Rossman, noting that Tesla's chief is Twitter's second largest shareholder with a far larger stake than more than 9% of the entire board. So that's where we're at with this. Basically, the judge says play ball.
Yeah, okay. So that's actually not... It's not a bad place to be for Elon Musk. Like, Elon Musk and his legal team probably have their ducks in a row, which I'm sure Twitter does too. I mean, there's big money in Twitter. But they're like, he's trying to run the name Twitter down. I'm like, that is literally, when I think Twitter, I think about a bunch of people, a bunch of over-opinionated people that no one actually cares about. That's what I think about with Twitter.
Right? It's ludicrous.
And so I'm like, I don't know if it's really giving you that bad of a name. People still use it, and they know it's a trash can. So...
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
go
honestly, I'm one of those people that I've always been, Twitter ain't going to make it, and then it's successful.
Yeah.
Instagram ain't going to make it. That's just a part of Facebook, and then it makes it on its own. TikTok, this is stupid. TikTok, I now love TikTok because there's just waste of time to watch.
I'm telling you, bro.
But I've always been wrong on those, but I don't think that, if Twitter is going to continue down the course that it was going, it's going to end up going the way of the Tumblr. It's going to end up going the way of the MySpace. It's going to phase itself out because people can find another way to share their opinion in the world if something else comes up.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, there's always Parler. Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know, like, whenever it first got started, got took down, and that upset a lot of people.
I believe it is still a thing, and I believe it's still functioning, but it's not nearly as, active as it was at one point.
Well, I just remember, I guess it was probably somewhere around the 2020 election, or maybe, I don't know. I don't even know when it was. But I just remember it was probably about 2020 whenever Parler became, a thing. And I was like, people were like, oh, you got to get a Parler. You got to get a Parler. I was like, I don't know what a Parler is, so I'm not getting it. And so I kept hearing about it. I went ahead and downloaded it. And it's Twitter, but it just is filled with overly conservative people.
That's all it is, right?
Yeah, it's just
and the occasional hater, I'm sure, that downloaded.
There's trolls on there just like everywhere else. But I mean, when I got into it, I was like, okay, and I was like, oh, I see what this is now. I was like, this is a place where if you don't like other people's opinions, you can just come here where you're nice and safe. And I was like, I think I'm going to delete this. I'm not soft, so. People's opinions that I don't agree with usually don't ruin my day. I'm usually just like, oh, I disagree with that. And they're like, I didn't ask. I was like, oh, my fault.
Yeah, the only time it really gets to you is if it's family.
Yeah, I mean, don't get ignorant with me, you know what I mean? Because we still reserve our right to go upside your head. But at the same time, it's like, you suck. And I'm like, well, I would disagree, but my life would
indicate otherwise.
Yeah, so I guess you're probably right.
But the lie detector says
and the lie detector determined That was a lie. That's some Maury stuff right there.
It is. So I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
this whole thing is going to end up in probably a dismissal because I don't think Elon did anything. And if Twitter wasn't able to verify those users, that's another thing.
Yeah, it's a contractual contractual breach.
Yeah, they're breaching the contract. It was one of the stipulations that was in there before we would agree to it.
Yeah.
So the real question is, what does Twitter have to hide? And also, I see why Elon would want to know, being its second largest shareholder, and having more shares than 9% of the entire board.
Yeah.
Which, I can do the math there, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So
It's more than I know.
here's something interesting to know. SpaceX will continue to break its own record for most rocket launches in a year because they're launching another one. This will be number 10.
Hey.
This marks 10 rockets for every one to its main competitor
Oh my gosh.
in space.
So Elon, I'm all about it. Like he's going to build a city on Mars. Like that's what he wants, right?
He's working on something, even if it's a floating city that in orbit.
Oh wow. I don't know. Like Elon Musk, he is either an evil genius or he is the best of us, and we don't know which one yet. So, stay tuned. We'll tell you whenever he starts the laser.
I can tell you what me and my wife think it is. We think that he may be, like you said in the past, some type of an alien, or like we talked about last week, some type of he's been able to cross that plane in the multiverses. So he's has access to things that we don't. Because it seems like sometimes he says things and there's a glitch in the simulation.
Yeah. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. All right, here's a question for you.
Uh-huh.
How do you spell Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, the brand, the company. Just think about it.
I think it's CHICFILA. I mean, there's dashes in between Chick, Phil, and A.
Okay.
It's either CHIC or CHIK.
CHICK.
Oh, it is Chick.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
Do
yeah.
you remember it that way?
No, I guess
I
not.
don't either. Neither does my wife. Neither does anybody that she knows. Neither does a lot of people on the internet. Now, I remember it as, like you did, CHIC.
Because I thought it was like chic.
Yeah.
I thought it was chick, but it was spelled chic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah. If you do an internet search, you'll find it was never anything but Chick, full word. Chick-fil-A.
Oh, what?
Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Yeah.
Collective memory change like that.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, right?
That's a newer one that I haven't come across because she just asked me, how do you spell it? I spelled it like you did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a trick question. I wasn't thinking like, oh, wait, they didn't spell the word chick.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember it being spelled.
Yeah, I
before.
remember it being. I remember
short.
it specifically.
Being short.
Yeah, not being like correct spelling.
Yeah, no, it's Chick-fil-A.
And I was so wrong. So, hey, what if it's like that everywhere? Like, what if Taco Bell is spelled like Z4?
You know what? Have we gone? We're at like 36 minutes, so we're
Okay.
good. We can have a wrap up conclusion and then move on. Have we had the Mandela effect talk?
No.
We haven't?
No.
I would like to dive into that with you because there's a few of these that I don't have the same recollection. Like the Nelson Mandela, the namesake of the effect.
Yeah.
I remember being taught in school that he was in, prison.
In South Africa,
yes,
right?
and he was, released
Sure.
and became the president.
of
I
South
remember
Africa.
all of these things. Apparently, a lot of people remember him dying in prison.
What?
Yeah. That's the Nelson Mandela effect.
That's so strange because like he went on to. Okay, all right. So Morgan Freeman is still doing movies, guys. No, not even like a chuckle, really, because Morgan Freeman looks like Nelson. All right, whatever. In fact, he played Nelson Mandela.
He did.
Yeah, I don't remember what that movie was called. It's
Invictus? No. Different movie.
that. Yeah, that's not the right movie.
No, it's a different movie. That was a soccer movie.
Yes. Wait, yeah, no, the soccer movie? That's the one I'm talking about.
Well, maybe it is.
Invictus.
I don't remember.
Is that what you said?
Invictus, yeah.
Maybe that's it.
All right, how about Jif Peanut Butter?
Okay, JIF. Oh, no, it's Jiffy, though, isn't it?
It's Jiffy.
Yeah.
People remember it as JIF.
Yeah, but it's actually Jiffy. It's Jiffy.
Yes, Jiffy.
Yeah. But yeah.
People remember Jif.
Yeah.
I kind of remember Jif
I remember.
as a kid. Now I've bought so much Jiffy, I remember Jiffy.
Yeah, that's probably the way it is for me too, to be honest.
Okay, how do you spell Oscar Mayer?
OSCAR.
Okay.
MA.
My bologna has a first name. It's
OSCAR.
OSCAR.
Yeah, I know. So it's MA though, isn't it? MAYER or is it ME?
It's MA.
MA. Yeah. Okay.
MAYER.
I knew that one, but that's because it was. I know the Oscar Mayer song. I wish I was an Oscar
But
Mayer.
a number of people swear it's spelled with an E. I think that's just one where they don't collectively remember.
Yeah,
how to
I would say I
spell
don't know
it.
if that's Mandela effect or if that's just like, yeah, that sounds right.
All right, the HBO show Sex and the City.
And Sex and the City.
Sex in the City.
No, I always knew that one though.
Sex and the City.
Yeah, I always.
Everybody who says Sex in the City.
Yeah, I was like, it's not a porno.
That's what I always said too. I was like, okay, that doesn't. But that's one of the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, we have covered this one, I believe. The last lines of "We Are the Champions."
Oh, bro, yeah, I get it wrong every time. We are the champions of the world.
No.
I know that's how I remember it
Yeah,
though.
me too. And it's like of the world.
Yeah, right.
No, never.
I know it never happened.
Never. There is one version of it. I heard it.
Yeah.
But it's a remix, and it was put in there
Yeah,
probably because
of
this.
all of us dummies.
Yeah, the remix came out in like, I don't know, like 2004 or something.
Yeah.
But I remember it from my childhood, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyway.
no, we don't remember it.
Right. Monocle Man, Monopoly. Does he have a monocle? Does he?
The Monopoly guy?
Yeah, Monopoly guy. Does he have a monocle?
No,
No. Do you remember that, or are you guessing?
I guess that. I don't know. I'm not. I wasn't even a Monopoly kid, so like I wasn't smart enough with my money to be a Monopoly kid.
I think we have covered this one too. Luke, I am your father.
Oh yeah, we've covered that one, but he does not. He has never
Never
said,
says it.
"Luke, I am your father." He says, "No, I am your father."
Yes.
No.
All right. Sinbad movie.
Sinbad. movie.
Shazam.
Shazam with
Where he's a
Sinbad.
genie.
That's Kazam with Shaq, right?
Right? That's what I've always said too. But I was a Shaquille O'Neal fan. I've seen the movie Kazam.
Yeah.
I had the shoes.
Wait,
Not the genie shoes.
there's another genie movie with Sinbad called Shazam.
No, people swear that Sinbad was in a movie called Shazam where he played a genie. And people have been swearing that this movie exists since the 90s.
Okay, but it doesn't exist.
No.
Like, there's never been a movie like
No.
that. I could have swore I remember seeing something like
Where,
it.
with Sinbad wearing a genie costume?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
Nowhere.
weird,
Not
bro.
until recently. I think he did it for like a stupid YouTube video.
Oh, for real?
But no.
That's crazy, man.
All right. The Ford logo.
What
Do
is that?
you remember the curly wave at the end of the F Ford logo?
Yes. No. Like to do an actual twiddly thing at the end?
You know, in the F,
Yeah.
how there's in the cross.
Yeah.
Do you remember it going straight across?
Yeah.
Or do you remember it doing twiddly?
It's straight across. It didn't twiddly.
Apparently, people have been seeing that little flare or they're not seeing the flare there because it's been added since the 1990s.
Oh, so it does have that.
The flare is there now.
I
It
drive a
wasn't.
2016 F350. I don't know. It's sitting right outside. I have no idea. I'm a Chevy guy. I just happen to have a Ford.
Oh, man. Lucy, you got some splaining to do? Never said it.
Yeah, that was never said. But that one, though, I think that was always meant as like a,
It was
homage type thing for Ricky Ricardo. It wasn't like that was a direct quote.
Yes.
It was just something that Ricky would say.
He has said famously, "Splain that if you can,"
Yeah.
and he would also say, "Lucy, splain."
Yeah.
But never. You
Lucy,
got some
splain.
splaining to do. So.
Yeah.
Cruella's last name. How do you spell it?
Devil.
Devil. Devil.
Yeah.
Devil.
But it depends. If you do the live action with Glenn Close, it's capital D, lowercase e, capital V.
Yeah.
But okay, that's how they have it.
It's right, but I mean, a lot of people spell it like DeVille.
Like DeVille, like a
the
Cadillac
car,
DeVille. Yeah, no, it's Devil. She is Cruella the Devil.
How many
So-
stuffs are in the Oreo double stuff logo?
What? How many stuffs?
Yeah. How many Fs? Excuse me.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
How many Fs are in the double stuff logo?
I would say 4.
There's the one.
There's only one?
There's the STUF. That's
What?
Yeah, they
Well,
don't-
okay, but if you would stuff something, it's still STUFF, right? Stuff.
Yeah, stuff or stuffed.
Yeah.
Either way, but no, there's no T, there's no F. It's just STUF.
Double stuff.
Always has been.
That's ridiculous.
It's
That's
stupid,
not true.
right?
That's not true.
Flintstones. How do you spell that?
Flint Stones.
Yes. Well,
FLI.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
FLINTSTONES.
as Flintstones, and it's actually Flintstones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it is. People often say Flintstones.
Yeah. FLYNNSTON.
See, I don't think
Flintstones.
all of these Mandela effects work because I'm often like, this is just because people can't freaking talk.
Yeah, I would say no. Okay, listen.
This one-
they're saying it the way it's spelled. They just can't pronounce things. They're hillbillies, just like me. Leave me alone.
The next one blew my wife's mind. Smokey the Bear.
It's just Smokey Bear.
It's just Smokey Bear.
Yeah, I've always known Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
It's Smokey the
It's
Bear.
Smokey Bear. There is nothing that
there's
has
never
ever.
the.
There's never anything that's ever said the.
I know. Well,
It's colloquial known as the, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's never in anything that they've ever released.
Yeah, it's just
Smokey
Smokey
Bear.
Yeah.
This one gets me too. A lot of people don't know there are 50 states in the United States.
Okay.
Often they guess 51 or 52.
Wait, what? They don't know that there's 50 states?
Yes.
Like we're talking about solemn states here. We're
We're
about
talking-
50. We're not
we're-
talking about there's 52 if you count states and territories.
Yes, that's where we're giving them the excuse that they may be thinking of that. It's still very odd that people universally will get this wrong.
That is strange to me.
Because
Like,
honestly, who thinks of Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico when they count their states? And if you are, you're being a smartass, you would still get it right. You'd say 50 and 2 territories.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, most of the time if people ask me how many states are in America, I'm like 50.
What color is chartreuse?
It's yellow. Right?
It's a green yellow hue.
Okay.
And I'll give it to you, but I mean, most people say pink. So
Yeah, I better say, not this guy. I'm smarter than the average bear.
hello, Clarice. Never said it.
He didn't. And that one was another one that bummed me out, that he never did. Hannibal Lecter never said the words, hello, Clarice, like we all say that he does.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like
He just says good morning.
Johnny Ringo, I'll be your Huckleberry. That's not what is ever said. I hear people say it all the time. I'm like, that's not what's said. Johnny Ringo makes the challenge. Doesn't anyone want to play for blood? And Doc Holliday replies with, I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it
That's
says.
the
He never
same.
says Johnny Ringo. He never says I'll be. He just said I'm your Huckleberry.
Well, along those same lines, Mr. Rogers' theme song never says it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I still don't hear it though.
I don't. No, that's
Try it.
bogus. That's bogus. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All
Has
right.
been what everyone has said.
all right,
for the
all right. If you're gonna go in a Halloween costume as Tom Cruise in Risky Business, what
Okay.
are you wearing?
In Risky Business.
Yeah, Risky Business, famous scene. You know the one.
Yeah, I know
What-
the
what do you-
scene.
What's the outfit?
I'm wearing white socks. I'm wearing tidy whities. I'm wearing a button-down shirt and Ray-Bans. Right?
Yes, up until the sunglasses.
He didn't wear them.
He didn't wear sunglasses.
See, and that's always the most.
What?
Like, yeah, everyone always relates that.
Yes, this one got me. What color is 3PO's leg in Star Wars?
C-3PO?
Yeah,
Gold?
silver.
What? I've never noticed.
Silver.
He's
Always-
gold though, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
But always been silver.
What?
Always.
Always?
Every scene, always silver.
Hey, let me tell you something, dude.
Except that like a old when making him. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But he's always been silver leg.
But even in like the Seth MacFarlane, the
something dark
yeah,
side.
what's the show? Family Guy.
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy. So when Family Guy did the something dark side, Blue Harvest,
Yeah.
and whatever the other one was.
The other two were,
yeah. Quagmire was C-3PO, and he had gold everything. I actually watched that the other night. Is the only reason I'm like, hey, they must have missed it too.
They must have missed it. But yeah, no. I did the research on this one. The first time that popped up, I was like, no.
That's
Because I had the
crazy.
toy, the action figure. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, he's gold. He's coppery gold. The
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
No, that leg, silver.
That's crazy.
Cheez-It or Cheez-Its?
Oh, dude. It's Cheez-It.
Yeah, there's no Z at
Yeah.
the end. I've always pronounced it with the Z, but there's no Z.
You know, everyone's always called them Cheez-Its. They're Cheez-Its. But
Fruit of the Loom. Do you recall a cornucopia in the logo?
I do, and I know it's not there. I saw this one the other day. I know it's not there, but I remember the
I do too. I've seen the image that people have photoshopped with it, and that looks familiar to me. The one without it doesn't.
That's
and
what
I'm wearing
saying.
fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is I went home and checked it out my drawers. I was like, dang.
This one got me the first time. Got my wife whenever I asked her. Fruit Loops.
FROOT.
Yes.
I cheated. I know that one. I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, it's FRUIT.
Because it's always been the 2 loops.
Yeah.
Why would they not go 4 loops if it would?
Yeah, right. And they don't. It's just spelled, and then they used cereal to fill in the loops. It's ridiculous.
Did Curious George have a tail?
I have no idea.
No. A lot of people remember him with a tail.
Well, he's a monkey, right?
Yeah.
You would expect to see him. Well, I mean, I guess chimpanzees don't really have tails. And that's kind of what he is, right? Or is he like a little capuchin? They have tails. I think I'm going too far into this. If he's a chimp, they don't have tails. So it makes it, is what it is.
Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes spelled like cartoon?
It is tunes spelled like
Music.
whistling a tune. Yeah.
Yes. Because of Merry Melodies, right?
Yeah, that's
the
exactly
only
what
reason
it
I
is.
knew it as well. But a lot of people still swear to that one, which
Well,
I
yeah,
could
because
see.
they were cartoons, so
It
you would
makes
expect.
sense.
Yeah. Well, and like Warner Brothers did spin-off shows in the 90s, like Tiny Toons. Well, like Tiny Toons was spelt like tunes, like cartoons.
All right, there's a few more here, and we'll wrap it up here. But
All right.
the Evil Queen's mirror, magic mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall. Everybody remembers
There's
mirror, but it's
and
magic,
it's magic mirror. Yeah.
If you'd asked me that, I never paid enough attention to it.
That's
I get
kinda,
it wrong.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, like that's incorrect. I'm like, well,
All right.
that doesn't surprise me.
Here's one you've seen the famous picture or video of the protest in Tiananmen Square in China in 1989, right?
Yes.
You remember the incident where the man's standing in front of the tank
I do.
and they run him over, right?
I never saw him get run over.
That's the thing is he did.
Yeah, he wasn't run over.
He wasn't. It was all about perspective, but people swear
That they saw him get run
get
over by a
murdered
tank.
on television.
Yeah. No, Tiananmen Square, I mean, still took some cojones. He stood in front of a tank,
Yes.
in a regime that doesn't particularly care for its citizens. I mean, that's pretty ballsy. So,
And here's one that I know you would recognize that a lot of people have thought Billy Graham passed away long before he did.
Yeah.
He just passed away in 2018,
Yes.
but people thought he was passed away for years.
yeah. I would say I remember hearing people talk about it like as early as like when I was in high school.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recall it like being right out of high school or in
Yeah,
high school.
like early, like I would say,
Maybe that's whenever he quit doing his thing before
Yeah,
his
like,
family
maybe-
started doing it,
yeah, the evangelist stuff. He might have
Because I mean, he's getting
retired. You know what I mean? Because when Billy Graham died, he was actually 3 years older than God. So I mean, is what it is.
old. How do you spell Skechers, the shoe?
SKECHERS.
It is.
My dad senses kicked in, bro. I know. I'd like NEWBALANCE. New Balance, baby. Skechers. I can sign that one on too.
You're like Nike. It's like, wait, that was new Adidas.
Yeah. NEWBALANCE, baby.
Did you see that meme I shared with those fresh
Oh, bro.
White.
Looking
Blue
dope.
New Balance?
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Love it.
This is the last one. Febreze. How do you remember Febreze being spelled?
Bro. God. FEBREEZE.
That's the way most people believe it to be spelled. It's FEBREZE, not EEZE.
Oh, Easy.
Yeah, instead of breeze, they
Eazy-E.
just easy.
Yeah.
So-
Rest in peace. Easy.
Word.
Yeah, that was a sad deal. It happened a long time ago, so don't get like heartbroken about
So
it now.
those seem to be the ones that I've come across that are often thrown out there. Now, some of them are more impactful than others, but like the Chick-fil-A thing, sometimes it's like if I had a lie detector test that and it's like everything I had depended on my answer being truthful and sincere, I'd have spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
And I would have argued that, no, you're lying to me. That's
Yeah.
not right.
No.
Until
there's no K in chick. Everyone knows that.
I was able to find one one image that looked like it matched the old,
Right.
but when I refreshed the screen, I couldn't find it again.
Illuminati.
So I don't know if I didn't see what I thought I saw, but all I know is that if you search Chick-fil-A,
The chicken fillet.
you will see images of the Chick-fil-A logo going back to the 80s or whatever it was whenever it started popping off and becoming, a national franchise. It's
Yeah.
spelled Chick-fil-A with a CH or CK, excuse me.
I refuse to believe that.
It's bizarre. It is so bizarre. But on that note, let's wrap it up.
All right, fair enough. Hey, thank you so much for hanging with us. It's kind of been a little bit of a a little laid back show, but some provoking thought.
Right? That Nelson
Good
Mandela
stuff.
thing. Is,
Yeah, man. Who'd have thought that Morgan Freeman died in prison?
Oh, yeah. I want to find that answer before we get off the air, but you can still.
Yeah. All right, guys. So find us on the socials. Download us wherever you listen to podcasts. Even if you don't plan on listening to us, just give us a download. It'll help us get paid. That's what we want to do.
Right.
And I figure there's no sense in lying to you anymore. I'm not doing this for you.
Invictus.
It is Invictus.
It's Invictus. It's Morgan Freeman, and he plays President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. All right. So that was the movie we were both talking about.
Yep.
Then fantastic.
It's the only months after the end of the apartheid is when the movie begins. So
Yeah, there we go.
That's the one.
Right on. So yeah, check out Invictus. It's actually a pretty good movie. Yeah, follow us on socials. Download us wherever. We love you guys, and we keep doing it for you. All right. From BT, from myself, we bid you good night. Bam, chicka, bam, to get you down a wow.